Last week, during the opening round of the Pro Rough Stock Midwest Classic, Brian Bain topped 90 points for the fourth time this season on Sutton Rodeo's Winchester. Bull rider Dave Samsel was half a point better than rival McKenna Wimberly, as these top two rough stock bull riders are set for a showdown of epic proportions that could lead to a leaderboard change. And bronc rider Terrell Smith struck it rich on Black Gold of Butler & Sons Rodeo. His 87-point ride leads the way into the Wrangler Final Four showdown round of the 2014 PRS Midwest Classic. Welcome once again to the Bicentennial Center in Salina, Kansas for the 2014 Pro Rough Stock Midwest Classic. We have whittled the field down to our final four bareback, saddle bronc, and bull riders. Hello everybody, I'm Justin McKee alongside PBR finalist in bull riding Cord McCoy and world champion bareback rider Kelly Timberman. And man, we have had a lot of things going on here in Salina. That includes a qualifier for the American in bareback and saddle bronc riding. We'll have highlights on that later, but first of all, let's talk about this Wrangler Final Four round in bareback riding we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, I wish we had an hour-long show. We've got some horses today, like Forward Motion, matched up with Red Hot Jared Keelan. Then you go down and you've got Time Rental and their Brian Bain B Money. In every out of the PRS, this horse has been a one that you can win money on. But the bottom two horses in this draw, and you got two guys coming in third and fourth with Buck Lunick and Cimarron Gerke. They got the two rankest horses, the best chance to get the highest score. I don't know who's going to win it, but it's going to be good watching.
Well, the stock is going to be phenomenal. And Cord, I've got a question for you. Now, let's point something out. The record for the most buck-offs in a Wrangler Final Four showdown round is 9 buck-offs. We're going to have 12 rides, and we've bucked off 9 before. And by looking at this on paper anyway, that could happen again.
Well, as a stock contractor, you look at it and they've got to be excited. It's a record for best animals as well. You take a look at the bulls out tonight. 2 of the 4 bulls in the Final Four round have never been ridden. One of the bulls only been ridden once, and the other one is actually the bull of the year. Over in the saddle bronc riding, 3 of those broncs have actually been included in the PRS World Finals, including Chuckulator, of course. And one of those horses that's in there is actually the Eliminator pin, White Mesa. And if you want to see a horse get some air, you better get down under that rein or you're going to get dashboarded tonight.
Speaking of a guy trying to avoid the dashboard is Buck Lunick from Browning, Montana. This is his first time to the Wrangler Final Four showdown round, and boy, does he have his hands full.
Yeah, he's got a horse called Justin's Kitty, one of my favorites from Sutton Pro Rodeo. This is a horse that was in the bronc ride, and nobody really liked getting on her in that event. So I begged and pleaded for Sutton to put her in the bareback riding. We leave a halter on her, and man, does she buck.
Let's see how he will get along here as we are in the Wrangler Final Four showdown round. Sutton's got a horse that, oh man, left, right, upside down, and that horse just turned him inside out.
Oh, you just think about the binds that they put that glove in there, and that old Blackie turned him 4 different ways by the 3rd jump and just worked his hand out, didn't he?
Yeah, there's a famous horse out there called Magic Wars of Mossbrookers. It's got some moves, looks about like this horse, back and forth, but just electric and bucks hard. But look how even her feet are. I mean, it's not that she's trying to cheat you. She just got some points moves in there.
Don't miss a lick. You see what happens. Oh,
right.
Man.
Here's a guy that's chasing the number 1 and number 2 guys who are not here. Cimarron Gerke, 3rd in the world standings. This is his 3rd straight Wrangler Final Four showdown round appearance, but he has not won one yet.
Rapid Rewards. This is a stud horse of Benny Butler and Son. And man, poor Cimarron. Get up, buddy. He can't even touch the ground. That horse is so big.
Yeah, the rule number 1 is to keep your feet, but when you're only 5'4" and the horse is 16 hands tall, you can't do that.
I don't care who you are. That hurts right there. The horse is stomping on you enough to jerk your shaps up underneath you. And I don't know why he got hung up. He was sitting there spurring him, setting his feet good. He just looked like he kind of got behind and just got snapped down over the shoulder there.
Man.
Just glad he pulled his rigging tight there.
That was like homemade soap. Ugly. All right, let's go to Jared Keelan right now. Forward Motion from Butler & Sons Rodeo Company.
Oh, big, classy, good-looking black and white horse. Got a lot of drop. Really even with those front feet, though, and just kicking straight down the pin. Man, that Jared is on fire. I love the way he sets his feet.
bucked off only one time this year. Keelan is going to get a score, the first man to do it as we watch this Rocky replay. This guy can spur.
Man, he dropped that right leg just a little bit down. He's kind of into that hand a little bit, you know, and that costs. When you get on a big, strong horse like that, you're kind of glad that fence shows up. Whoop-ah!
Well, he took a stomping in the first round. He gets a big score here, 91 points with one more to go, and it's the Bain train. He moved from 24 to 6 in the last 4 rides, and he's got a full head of steam, and he's going to need it on Time Rental.
B-Money on the Money Train horse. Man, Time Rental, kind of a weaker trip for her here, but she sets up, gives him a little cool spin at the end, and boosts the score a little, but not the horse that Jared had, just not the same horse.
That's the horse that they've been out on 10 times, and every time they win money. A good solid ride, but man, oh man, Keelan put on a show here. Let's wait a minute. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. We got a score coming in for Bain, who's had just an exceptional run here the last 3 weeks. 87 points. He needed a 90.5 for the win. 87 is going to put him in the number 2 spot as we take a look at our final leaderboard in the Wrangler Final Four Showdown round. Keelan just keeps on kicking his way to the championship. He's done it again, picked up his 3rd win of the season.
And I was really excited about the second one there because I knew that horse, and he's been around for a long time. And I knew if I did my part on both of them, I should probably do something good. I have a little boy and a wife at home, and that probably is my biggest motivation, you know. It's easy to not want to do something, you know, but when you have a family at home to support, it's really easy to want to do something good.
Well, he's got a lot to ride for. That family back home, they are proud of him. Bull riding is up next, and our top 2 riders literally are ready to fight it out here in the Final Four cage match. McKinney Wimberly and Super Dave Samsel.
McKinnon, respect your elders, and just remember, second ain't too bad.
Mr. Samsel, I hope you ride a fast horse and carry a rifle, because it's a long shot if you're going to catch up with me.
There you go. It is toe-to-toe and head-to-head, the kid versus the veteran. We will soon find out if youth and vigor win out over wisdom and experience. Cord, let's look at these bull riding matchups here tonight.
Oh, man, that Super Dave Drew Hillbilly, a bull that is yet to be covered this year, while McKinnon Wimberly has Legend. Our 2012 Bull of the Year, Dustin Bowen, has Hillbilly Scream, and the only one who's covered him, of course, is McKinnon Wimberly, way back in February 2014 at the President's Cup in Rapid City. As we head to the chutes, I'm going to let bullfighter Jason McCall tell us about the bull Toby Stower's drawn.
It's the Flying Train. Comes from Ron Vollmer in the Flying V Rodeo. He's a big, juicy brindle. He's hard to get by. 2013 PRS Bucking Bull of the Year. Toby's got his work cut out for him here. We're going to cross our fingers and hope he makes a whistle.
All right, remember, Toby is number 11 in points for the championship. He needs to make it in the top 12 if he wants to make it to the PRS World Finals in Rapid City, and he's not going to get it done here.
Oh, you know, he gets that bull around the corner there, but they don't make him Bull of the Year for nothing. That bull, he just keeps bucking, keeps going, and he has just got to get over there further. That bull got just a little ahead of him, and he wasn't going to forgive him for it.
Well, it wasn't for lack of effort. Boy, good move there. Really.
I like that for Toby, but, you know,
yeah.
sometimes it took me 3 or 4 times to get one of them bulls like that rode. So I'd like to see that matched up again. I think Toby can ride him. He's got good skill and talent, and he's got the effort, and that's the biggest thing that's going to pay you off in the long haul.
Hillbilly Scream! And Dustin Bowen getting ready to go. Here's the other kid from Pennsylvania. These 2 traveling partners have made it here to the championship round. Here's a self-taught bull rider who taught himself to ride when he was 11, started out when he was 11, then he went into gymnastics because Ty Murray said so.
Oh, man, I tell you what, cheering for this kid, you know, seeing him coming into the championship, the Final Four showdown round, you just want him to win. You want to cheer for him, and he's got the bull rode.
But cheer for him. I wanted to run out there and shove him back over on top of that bull.
Want to help the guy out just a little bit.
I want him to win to get some of those new Rocky boots. He's got tape all over those riding boots.
It's rough out here.
Here's the number 1 rider this season. He's the reigning world champion as well, McKenna Wimberly. He's on Legend, the 2012 Buck and Bull of the Year. And the rematch you talked about, he had this bull 2 weeks ago, was 90 in Loveland.
Well, this bull is a legend, though. These bulls are smart, though. They learn from their mistakes. They don't make the same trip twice. You can see, McKenna got just a little ahead of him, and he switched. That's what them bulls learn now.
Oh, here's a Rocky replay showing you just how smart a buck and bull at this level can be.
He had him knocked out, and Legend just kind of let him get ahead of him, and then once he felt that he was over there, you see him move forward, going the other way, didn't let McKenna get back over in the middle.
No score, and that leaves the door wide open for Super Dave Samsel, the 43-year-old man, to maybe overtake McKenna Wimberly in the race for the number 1 spot. Now, here's the guy who's drawn Hillbilly. Here's a new bull, but, man, they're talking about this bull is ranked.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about this bull. This is the first time that I've seen him, and he is kind of stepping ahead. Oh, you talk about throw some Hail Marys. You can see Dave a couple times wasn't even seeing the bull, was going over the back of his head to try to catch up with this bull. Hillbilly's a good one now. You'll see him around for a while.
Well, he just started off a little
watch
behind.
Him here. He starts going back, taking back door. That only worked once.
Yeah.
Ouch.
He was behind right from the
get-go.
get-go.
Yeah, from the get-go. He was backdooring every time.
I love that extra effort, though. Man, that's old school right there. Old school try.
That's what they pay you for. That's when you get the extra credit for it.
Yeah, you know what? He's going to win anyway. Everybody bucks off. He had the highest score coming in. Let's hear from our champion. Dave Samsel wins his 3rd event of the season.
I could have finished a little better tonight. I didn't get a very good start on my bull, and I'm probably my own worst critic. I just got to do my job a little better, and as you get older, it gets harder to do your job, and so that's why I don't go to a lot of events. I take my time and focus on the event coming up, and the PRS is what my goal is, and I'm going to retire whether I finish first or last, but every person in any sport strives to be the best and be the world champion, and I've got close, in the different organizations. Had an amazing career. I don't have any regrets at all. But if I could retire as a world champion, I definitely wouldn't have any regrets.
Well, what a great way to finish out a fantastic career if Super Dave Samsel can win this year-end championship. Well, thus far, out of 8 riders, there have been 6 buck-offs. The livestock, well, they're winning big time. Can the Saddle Bronc riders turn things around? We'll find out next. Welcome back to the Bicentennial Center here in Salina, Kansas. We're about set for the Saddle Bronc riding of the Wrangler Final Four Showdown round at the PRS Midwest Classic. But first, some highlights of the PRS second qualifying event for RFD TV's The American. The top 5 riders in bareback and Saddle Bronc will advance to the semifinal round this February in Fort Worth, Texas. In bareback riding, Tilden Hooper of Carthage, Texas, 88 points. Cameron Hopper gets in there with an 85. Tanner Bergener of Wyoming, 79.5. Hunter Carter from Florida, 79. And Brian Bain with a 75.5. In Saddle Bronc riding, Troy Krauser of Whitewood, South Dakota, rode prom night for 85.5. Alan Boone of Utah rode Tinkerbell for 82 points. Dylan Henson of Oklahoma, he was 81. Wyatt Thurston of Nebraska, 77.5. And Dustin Moody of California, 75.5 to qualify for the semifinal round in Fort Worth. Kelly Timmerman, as I look at the matchups for tonight's Wrangler round, I can tell you one thing is for sure. We need 4 qualified rides to avoid a Final Four buck-off record.
Getting 4 qualified rides with this pin is not going to be easy. I spoke with Steve Sutton of Sutton Pro Rodeo, and we're trying something a little bit different with the world-famous Chuckulator. Now, if you noticed in our past events, this horse, when he comes out, he kind of gets bound up on that right side and kind of what the Cowboys would call runs down the gate a little bit and doesn't get that good start out of there to get that bucking motion. So what we've talked about doing is putting him out the left-hand delivery. I believe this horse is left-handed. He's going to come out a little bit more smooth and probably give him a chance to be a lot better bucking horse.
Eric, he'll be our first rider out in his first trip to the Final Four Showdown round since Toledo way back in April. Wolford last year made it to RFD TV's The American Finals in Dallas. Here he is on Night Moves from Butler and Son Rodeo Company. Good start and a real rocky finish. Doggone it, it has just been one of those forgettable years for Eric Wolford.
He's got a little bit better start. I wish he would have held his feet just a little bit longer in that front end and really got set up, but man, you know, that when you got a horse that drops her head like that after she's had it in your lap and then kicks straight over your head, she's just going to yank your swells away. And what do? I mean, he's sore on top of that. That guy's he's all cowboy, all heart.
Rough day at the office for Eric Wolford.
Woo!
Now to Curtis Garton from
White Mesa,
Louisiana. White Mesa, this is the one you talked about.
I don't like her. I don't want to get on her.
Well, don't get bucked off your stool. It'll be all right. Curtis, who won in Jacksonville, making to the Wrangler Final Four Showdown round here in Salina. And is not going to make it to the whistle.
There is nothing pretty about that horse. She come out of there, tried to rake him off on the post a little bit on the right side, swooping back and forth. One good kick, now leaps out of it, kind of runs forward, jerking those swells, using her head. I mean, that's just no fair. Not fair at all.
Man, that is a bucking horse who wants to win, knows how to win, and wins most of the time. No score for Curtis Garton. White Mesa does it again as we go now to the number one rider this season, J.J. Elsher, Hereford, South Dakota, is on Real McCoy from Sutton Rodeo Company. This guy has not bucked off in the Wrangler Final Four Showdown round since January.
Oh, he didn't even get an attempt to start that horse, kind of got balled up in the front. And then,
Another one.
Man, you know, JJ really didn't get a good start on his first horse, but this one, you know, just didn't give him a shot. But he's one of those guys that whole ride starts off with that good start. And, you know, never having your feet in that front end, you're just trying to play catch-up across there.
I know, Kelly, but after last week, seeing he kind of just had an average ride for JJ, of course.
Ouch.
I was thinking this week he was going to just be at him. I was excited to see what this ride was going to be.
Well, Terrell Smith wanted this horse in the long round. He said, I hope I get Chucky later. He got Chucky later, the world champion horse from Sutton Rodeo Company.
Boy, great start out of there. You know, the horse, I think he's definitely left-handed, came out and just kind of angled to the left. And the way that he came out of that chute, he did not go down the gate. He blew right out of the middle and just bucked right out of there. I like this horse out of the left a little bit better, I think. What do you think, Corey?
Well, Tyrell called a shot this week. I will say that. But compared to those other three horses, he had the draw on him, and I think he knew it. You know, by the time he was halfway through the ride, for sure.
Well, he knew he got the win because everybody else got a no score. He knew he's going to get a score, and there it is, 85 points. Put it together with his 87, 172, and this guy is making a major move. Again, the buck-offs. Hey, they kept coming. I think we.
Well, the stock contractors got their chest bowed out a little bit right
do.
now.
And they tied the old record. They bucked off everybody but three. Let's hear about our champion and how he enjoyed Salina.
First horse I've been on a couple years ago. I won the long round of Greeley on. Just a nice little horse. I hadn't been on her. She felt exactly the same, and just kind of make a bronc rider feel happy about being alive. So, and Chucky later, I've wanted to get on him for a long time, and finally, about 5 years after first time I seen him, I get to get on him. So it was a pretty good night for me, I think.
Still to come from here in Salina, we'll update our Pro Rough Stock World Standings and hand out our Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance Highlight and John Deere Big Buck of the Night. Well, here's where we are after Salina in the Pro Rough Stock World Standings. Kelly and bareback riding. Take a look at who's making the big move now.
Yeah, Justin McDaniels, J-Mac, he's still up there in the number one spot. Right behind him, young gun Josie Young and Cimarron Gerke in third. Cimarron's made 5 of those short goes and has won one. Come on, Cimarron, I'm rooting for you. Let's get one, buddy. And then Jared Keelan, hot man, number 4, but don't ever count out Brian Bain. He's right there in 5th. 6th spot, Eric Wolford.
And in the bull riding, Cord,
McKinnon Wembley still holding number 1, like you said. Super Dave gained just a little bit. John Jacobs right at number 3. John Young, Shane Rickley, Jason McClain, they're all right there in the wad.
well, Samsel may not have caught Wimberley, but he's within catching him at the next event, so we'll look forward to that. Hey, by the way, Kelly, in saddle bronc riding, nobody's catching J.J. Elsher for a while.
JJ's still the man. Sitting first, right behind him, Cole Elsher in second. Ray Tom Myers bumped up a little bit to third. Jesse Williams is up there in fourth, and then Eric Wolford, hey, he's in 2 events, fifth in the bronc riding, and Curtis Garton jumped up to 6th place.
So it's time to award the Kershaw Cutting Edge Performance Highlight of the Night. We had some great bucking animals out tonight.
Well, I definitely think this is the first time that my Cutting Edge Performance award winner went to the same person 2 weeks in a row. Jared Keelan just backed it up again on Forward Motion at Butler & Son this week. Great ride. Good job, Jared Keelan. Cutting edge performance for me.
And there's nothing like the best ride, and there's nothing like a Kershaw. Now, let's hand out the top bucking honors with our John Deere Big Buck of the Night, and this award goes to the top performing animal. Kelly, who do you like?
Justin's Kitty. Woo! You talk about John Deere Big Buck. That horse right there has got it all. She's got moves, she's got style, she's got looks, and is she ranked to ride? That's my big buck right there.
You betcha. Our Big Buck of the Night is sponsored by John Deere. Nothing runs like a deer. Next week, we break new ground as we head to Louisville, Kentucky, and a PRS First, a partnership event with World's Toughest Rodeo. It's the 2014 Duel in the Dirt from the annual FFA convention in Louisville, Kentucky. For Gordon McCoy and Kelly Timberman, thanks for spending some time with us on the PRS Pro Rough Stock Tour. I'm Justin McKee. See you next week.